All right, everybody. Well, hey, welcome back to another Kavu coaching session. I am Chad Thibodeau. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk with you guys. Hope you have a pencil and a piece of paper because I'm going to fly through this teaching today because I want to talk with you guys about how to build a culture that attracts the masses. So no matter what we're doing, okay, whether we're running Facebook ad agencies, whether we're doing coaching, whether we're writing a book, it doesn't matter what we're doing in our business. If we're trying to sell a particular product, what we know is that it can have long-lasting and positive impact if we create this thing called a culture, okay? So if I was to ask you guys, out of all the organizations that you know in the marketing world, what organization has done probably a better job of creating culture than anyone that you know? Okay, so if you guys are in the Facebook Live room, I want you to go ahead and just give me your answer in the Facebook Live, and if you are on a Zoom, give it to me there. So Tina says Apple. Yeah, absolutely. James says ClickFunnels. Apple, ClickFunnels, right? Okay, ClickFunnels. Heidi says, of course, right? Because Russell Brunson, when he started ClickFunnels, he said that he did not want to create a software business because that would be detrimental. What he wanted to do is he wanted to create a culture and a community that could bring people together and sort of create like this cult factor, sort of like a multi-level marketing program that then could be able to go out and not only just build an incredible culture, but also attract the masses. And that's what they've done. They've now become one of the largest marketing agencies or SaaS software agencies in the world. They do well over $100 million. 4,000 to 5,000 people every year are going to be gathering around for Funnel Hacking Live. He gets people to spend 10, 12, 15 million bucks on coaching programs. Not too long ago, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi ran mastermind.net. They sold like 12 to 15 million bucks in products just on a webinar. It was crazy. All that is because of a culture. And so what I've tried to do in all my career is I have tried to do something very similar. Now, not nearly to the level of what Russell or Apple or multi-level marketing agencies or churches or or any type of these cults do, but I try to do the same thing. So when I was a pastor of a church, one thing that I knew was if I could create some kind of culture that the church members could rally around, that it would keep them coming back Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. And not only would it keep them coming back, but they would give to that vision as well. Okay. And so the coffers always stayed full. The pews always stayed full. There was always momentum with our organization heading in the right direction because of a culture that we built. Now here's what I want you to know about culture before I get into the components of how to create one. Number one is that every organization, whether it be yours or whether it be mine, every organization already has a culture, either by design or by default. Okay? Every one of us, your business, as it stands right this moment, already has a culture, whether it's by design or whether by default. So in other words, your culture is intentional and your culture is helping propel you to achieve your vision, or it's accidental, and that culture may either help you or hurt you, but because it's by default, because it's accidental, you're not really controlling them. So what I want to tell you is, as your business begins growing, regardless of what you're doing, you are the one responsible for your culture. You're responsible for your culture between you and your employees. Okay, so let's say that you have a staff, whether they're real staff or virtual staff, okay? I guess they're all real, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're in-home staff or whether they're virtual staff, there's a culture that's created that you as the influencer have got to determine whether it's going to be intentional, you're going to create a culture that propels you, or whether you're just going to let it happen, that's default, therefore not having any control. You have the responsibility to understand the culture of your clients. Okay, when your clients begin to give you money, if you don't create a culture within your organization around what happens to your clients, then just by default, they will determine it. And sometimes you get great clients, sometimes you get bully clients. Okay, but you have to determine that. And so what I learned a long time ago, a couple of years ago, is that when I just let things happen, and I was not intentional about the types of customers that I was collecting, and I was just taking money from people just because I needed money, then it opened me up for a whole slew of bully clients. It opened me up to people who then became my boss as opposed to me becoming their influencer. And so this is the power of culture. Culture is so powerfully important that it either is the anchor that pulls you down, or it's the fuel that accelerates you, one or the other. This is how powerful culture is. So what I want to do is I put just a quick 10-step process together. Now, this is probably not thorough. It's just the beginning of a training that I'm putting together. But it's basically 10 things, actually 11, that you need to do in order to ensure that the culture that you have in your organization is one by design, not one by default. So here we go. Number one, culture. A culture has an attractive character. You're going to want to write fast, and of course, this is being recorded so you can watch the replay. But a culture has an attractive character, and this attractive character, so in other words, they have a leader, okay? So you have to have a leader, okay? Your business can't be the leader. You have to be the leader. So it's an attractive character or leader that leads a program people can enroll in, and they need to have a community they can belong to, okay? So the beginning of a culture is an attractive character, okay, like me, like you, that leads a program people can enroll in and a community they can belong to. Okay, so two different points here. Okay, so at the middle. Okay, so let's say this is our attractive character right here. This bottle. Okay, this bottle needs to have a fan base. Okay, this bottle needs to be the leader. Okay. And the best way to get people around this particular leader is to A, have a program that they can enroll into. So in other words, a program that they can pay into, preferably, and a community that's separate from him or her that they can belong to. So like with the Cavu coaching, okay? So in this particular program, I am the attractive character. I am the leader. I am the head, the face of the place of Cavu Coaching Launch Accelerator. That's who I am. And then I give you a program that you can enroll in. So you guys can enroll into my Launch Accelerator $25,000 a year program. You guys can enroll into that, okay? But then I give you a community, a Facebook group, many types of events that you can belong to. So what I've learned is if I can give you something to enroll into, so in other words, invest in, and a community to belong to, those three things combined, the attractive character of the program and the community, those three things combined act as a culture ecosystem. Now, once again, the culture of that ecosystem is either by design or by default. Okay. And so I'm designing my culture. There's something that I want. So we charge a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money compared to some people. There's coaching programs that are way more than me. Okay. But I charge a lot of money because I use price as a filter to determine the quality person that I want. But yet there's a lot of people who can't write me a check for $25,000 that I really want in my program, but I know that they have something to ascend to. So then I make the program expensively affordable. Expensive enough so they're going to have skin in the game, but affordable enough where the people that I want that can't quite afford me still can't afford me. I'm doing that intentionally because it's a culture that I'm trying to create. So me as the attractive character, I give them a program they can enroll in and a community they can belong to. Now, here's the thing about community. Sometimes people have to belong before they believe. Okay, sometimes people have to belong before they believe. So in other words, in our circle, okay, so you may see that we have 55 people in the Cavu Coaching Launch Accelerator community. But I don't have 55 paying clients in Launch Accelerator. The reason is because there's several people that I have in the community that I'm allowing them to belong before they believe. And so many of you guys have come in. We've let you in just the community component of our program, and you've come and you've broken down some limiting beliefs, and now you belong to this organization. And many of you have come now and enrolled in the program. Why? Because sometimes you have to belong before you believe. So number one, a culture that attracts the masses and makes positive influence in people has an attractive character that leads a program that people can enroll into, and has a community that they can belong to. Okay. Number two, a culture creates an end goal for people to achieve and a systematic pathway to get them there. Okay. So a culture, if you're going to build a business around a culture, you have to create an end goal for people to achieve. Okay. And then a systematic pathway to get them there. So for me, with Kavu Coaching, I want every single person in this particular program to walk across stage and get their 2 Comma Club award. And if they've walked across stage and got their 2 Comma Club award, like 7 did last year, then I want them to walk across stage and get the 2 Comma Club X award. Okay. And so I'm giving them a goal, but really the goal, I have 2 that I'm really trying to do. Number 1 is, if you don't have a business, I'm trying to get you launched quickly so you can quit your 9-to-5 job. And then goal number 2, I'm trying to create a high ticket program within your business, okay, to create financial margin. And if you already have the financial margin, I'm trying to help you create a high level group coaching program, right? So those are the goals. So that's the goals that we achieve. And I've got a system, a process that if you follow this system and you follow this process, you can achieve that goal. So number 2, you have to create an end goal for people to achieve and a systematic pathway to get them there. This is so important. Regardless of what you're doing, whatever you're selling, whatever you're giving, whatever you're doing, make sure they know where it is they're going. For so many people, the end goal is just getting into the program. And I would tell you that that is a detrimental mistake that you're making. Getting in the program needs to be simply the beginning of greatness. Give them a direction to go. Number three, a culture has incremental wins that can be celebrated. A culture gives their clients incremental wins that can be celebrated. So something you guys are going to be seeing over the next 12 months that I'm rolling out of my business is we're creating a series of awards, right? So actually, we had 3 years ago, we created the 1 Comma Club Award, right? So these are for people who had no business that just go and they make their first $1,000 in business. They make 1 comma. We're going to give them a 1 Comma Club Award. Okay. Then we're creating the 5-figure award. Okay. This is for people who figure out how to do at least $10,000 per month in their business. They've broken a $10,000 month. So we're creating a 5-figure award. A third one is the 6-figure award. This is people who have been able to figure out how to break the 6-figure threshold. And then of course you get the $1 million, 10 million, et cetera. So those are financial figures. But I'm also trying to figure out with my teaching how I can segment my teaching into different categories, okay? Into categories that people can, sort of gamification. They can just sort of win, as they get, for instance. So many of you guys may know a friend of mine. Her name is Catherine Jones, and Catherine runs a program sort of like mine. Mine is CF Design Academy. She has CF Design School. And what she's done is she has 9 different levels that people in her program can achieve. There's 9 different levels, okay? And so, and every time they reach a level, they win a badge, okay? It's a digital badge, but they win a badge, okay? And this badge is something that people get incredibly excited about, okay? So when they first sign up to her program, you create a covenant with yourself, and then she tells you to take a picture of this, do a Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah. And so what she does is she's creating a culture of all these people plastering her around the internet, creating this goal. And then she has 9 badges that they achieve during the whatever, 6-week, 8-week, 10-week, 12-week, I don't know how long the program is. She has these little badges. And these badges are genius because what it does is it lets somebody have an incremental win. Okay, they may not be the best funnel designer ever, but boy, they may have figured out how to attach videos or how to embed videos. Woo! I got my video embedment badge, right? So if you can take your big program if you're coaching or teaching or have some kind of agency, and you can break that down into incremental wins and let people have these incremental wins, well, what happens is everybody rallies around that particular person and we get excited for them. We're high-fiving, we're doing all kinds of things. This is why in our culture, one thing that I tell you is every time you make a sale, I want you coming into the Facebook group and I want you bragging on yourself. Why? Because these are incremental wins, right? These are things that you can get excited about and our culture can get excited about. Okay. So you have to create a series of incremental wins. So think about your program. Okay. You know, like for instance, I have a 12-month launch accelerator program and I'm already beginning to think, okay, how can I break this down into 12 incremental steps that people can take, and when they hit that step, they get recognized. They get publicly recognized. So they get a badge in the mail that they can put on their credentials. They may get a public recognition by me. They may get some kind of award at our quarterly launch accelerator events, etc. I'm trying to figure this out right now, but what I know is those cultures that have masses of people in them, they have figured out how to create a series of incremental wins that can be celebrated, and they celebrate. Number four, you need to brag on people publicly and invite them to brag on each other publicly. Okay, you need to brag on people publicly and ask them to brag on each other publicly. Because see, what this happens is what is rewarded is repeated. Okay, what is rewarded is repeated. And so if you in your culture are rewarding people for these incremental wins and you're publicly rewarding them, then what happens is the people in your organization begin repeating what you do. Okay. And it helps you raise the bar and lift the lid on the culture of your organization. So practice today, just start today, brag on people publicly. This is why, like in the ClickFunnels group, I tell you guys, hey, if somebody needs something in the ClickFunnels group and you're recommended for that person, we all need to jump in there and bam, brag on that person publicly. Why? Because what does it do for that person? It elevates them to the masses. It makes them belong to the group, and then they feel like they need to reciprocate. So now they're going to brag on you. Okay? And so what happens is when we brag on people publicly, not only do we elevate them, okay, and platform them to a level so they feel like there's greatness inside of them, but then it allows the outside masses to come to them. Okay, and then you have an ecosystem of reciprocation that just goes on and on and on and on. This is why we always brag on people. This is why, like, I try to publicly brag on you guys. Okay, when somebody makes a sale. Okay, let's say it was their very first sale. I'm bragging on you like crazy. Let's say somebody broke the 6-figure threshold, which I think we've had like 13 of you have already done here in 2019, and we're only in first week of May. Okay, so then we try to brag on you publicly. Why? Because when you brag on people publicly, what's rewarded is repeated, and you create a positive ecosystem of positive culture. Okay, number 5, you need to genuinely help and be willing to do what other people won't do. Okay, genuinely help. One thing I'm trying to do with our culture is, regardless of where you are, whether you're just a newbie and you've never made any money, or whether you've made 2 Comma Club award, I try to literally put my thinking cap on, come into your business with an open mind, and I truly and genuinely want to help. Now, sometimes sometimes I can insult your intelligence by helping you too much, right? But I'm not trying to do that. But I'd rather err on the side of trying to help than err on the side of being vague and just assuming that you know it. So I like to come in and genuinely help. Like, I literally love to roll my sleeves up and get into your business. I want to learn exactly what it is. And if there's something that I see that I believe that can help, I really genuinely want to help. Not because I'm a know-it-all or a braggart, but because I literally love you guys and want to see you successful. And you can always tell the people who do and don't, right? You can always tell those people who are just in it for the money because they get you in and they leave you alone. And I'm not trying to do that. I literally want to spend time. Now, my schedule gets crazy full. You guys know that. So I can't always spend the amount of time that I want. But when I have time, I try to jump in there. And that's one thing that if we can get this to reciprocate with each other, it's awesome. So I genuinely help, and then I'm willing to do what others won't do. So in other words, I'm willing to, hey, listen, if you're going broke and your house is getting foreclosed on, well, I'm going to help you with your payment. I'm going to do that. Do I have to? No, but I'm willing to do what other people won't do. Okay. I'm willing to spend the late nights. I'm willing to spend the weekends. I'm willing to do what I have to do. I'm willing to let people into the program because I really believe in them. Okay. And even if I got to go help them figure out how to get the money. Okay. So you have to be willing to do what others won't do. Number six, over deliver and give consistent surprises. Over deliver and give consistent surprises. I love surprises. Not to get them, not a weird way. Like, I don't like being caught off guard, but I love surprises. I love surprise birthday parties. I love surprise gifts in the mail. I got a gift in the mail today from ClickFunnels that I wasn't expecting. I'm not part of any of their coaching programs or anything like that. And I got a gift in the mail today. I'm like, dude, I wasn't expecting this. This was awesome. They sent me like these really cool, customized embroidered shirts. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. Maybe everybody got them. I don't know, but I just got them in the mail today. Wasn't expecting it. It was cool. I love surprises. Okay. And so when you over deliver, so in other words, when people think that they've gotten more than what they paid for, and when you consistently surprise them with books or with perks or with events or with bonuses or with whatever, when you consistently surprise people, they get jazzed about it. Okay. And they go live and they go online and they tell the world about it. Right. And it elevates your culture. Okay. Number seven. Now, this is super important. And I'll recap these. But number 7, you have to speak positivity to people. Speak positivity to people, break their limiting beliefs, and get rid of negative Nellies. Okay? When in our culture, okay, in our Facebook Live room and in our event room, there is no room for negativity. We do not even for one frickin' second spend any time on the negative. I'm not interested in that. Okay, I grew up with that. I had enough of that. I don't need any more of that. But what I want to be able to speak positivity to you. So in other words, so like if I'm working with somebody in their business, okay, I'm going to make sure that when I show up to the call that I'm not all down and negative and whatever. I'm going to come in and I'm going to speak positivity into you. I'm going to speak it into your life. See, because as the attractive character, I'm not a moderator. I don't want to just be a moderator. I want to be a leader. And so I need to speak positivity into you. I brag on you. I tell you that you can do it. And I even tell you that, listen, if you don't have enough faith and belief in yourself right now, then I want you to borrow my faith and my belief into you until you get your own. Okay? I do that by speaking positivity to people. I help them break their limiting beliefs. Okay? So many people don't believe that they can do it. Okay? They don't. And so my job as the attractive character or the leader of this organization is when I'm speaking to people, I break that limiting belief and then I rebuild a different belief within inside of them. Okay. And then I get rid of negative Nellies. We've only kicked 3 people out. Okay. We've been doing Launch Accelerator since November and we've kicked 3 people out, but only 3, which is really surprising. But these 3 people, they weren't interested in anything but just griping and complaining. Okay. I couldn't hear one more complaint about this particular person or that particular I just couldn't do it. Okay. I just literally could not do it. Okay. So I had to protect the culture. This is probably a much better way. Okay. Number 7 should be speak positively to people, break limiting beliefs, and protect your culture. Okay. I have to protect our community. And so I protect it by making sure that the quality of people that come into the program are incredible people and that they add to our culture. They don't take our culture down. Okay. I protect it like mama hen. I protect this thing, right? I just with my life, I protect it. Right. And so when I vet them to come into the program, like right off the bat, man, if they're griping about somebody else or complaining about somebody else, I don't want that. Why? Because my job is to protect it. So your job as the attractive character is speak positivity to people. Okay, speak it into them. Speak life into them. Make your phone call with them, or make your group outings with them, make whatever, make it the highlight of their week by speaking into them. Breathe it into them. Guys, listen, we live in a culture where everybody gets beat down. And in this group, I'm not here to beat you up. I'm here to build you up. Okay? And so you do that by speaking positivity to people. Break their limiting beliefs and protect the nest by getting rid of negative Nellies. Number eight. Okay? Get in their face and hold them accountable. Get in their face and hold them accountable. Okay, you don't let them get away with crap. You don't let them get away with mediocrity. Okay, at the beginning, and this probably should be a step, is as the expert student relationship, as the teacher-student relationship, my job as coach into your life is to make sure that you ditch excuses. And if I let you come in to the group and go through the coaching program, and I allow you to build a platform of excuses, I have failed. Okay, and so many of you guys know this. I will get in your freaking face, and I'll tell you to stop it right now. I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. You guys know what it's like to have an hour call ended at the 8-minute mark. You guys know what it's like, because when you come on the phone call and you're freaking full of excuses telling me why you can't do stuff, what do? I get in your face and say, listen, you're freaking wasting your time, and you're wasting my time right now. You had 2 weeks to get this done. You didn't do it. And all you got is a laundry list of excuses. I tell you what, you got 72 hours to get this done, doggone it. You stop the excuses, hang up the phone, go get it done, and I'll see you in 72 hours, right? So sometimes you have to do that. Now, you can't be a jackass about it all the time, but sometimes you need to be. Because, see, that's part of creating a culture. People have to know that when they come into your program, that this is serious business. We have a world to change. We have families to provide for. We have a legacy to leave. We're not gonna mess around. We're gonna have a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong, but we're not messing around. And so sometimes you got to know when to get in their face and hold them accountable. Number nine, you have to change their language. Change their language. So in other words, if you're going to change the culture, you have to give them handles to hang on to. So this is why we come up with words like CAVU. Okay? CAVU. Why CAVU? Well, because it's a handle. I can change your language, right? I can give you a unique word that we can hang on to, and that becomes a culture word, okay? In one of my clients, they have the word oikos, right? Which, like, you've seen it on the yogurt, okay? And it's a Greek word, which means family or household. And he uses it as a church growth method. So he uses the word oikos, okay? ClickFunnels says the word funnel hacker, or they have 2 Comma Club or 2 Comma Club X. They've created a vocabulary that gives people handles to hang on to, and that vocabulary, by changing their language, positively changes their culture. And when someone speaks that word, they know they're talking about your organization or your community or your product or whatever. So you've got to think about the language. What are some code words that you can give them? Tina was telling me today that she uses the word celestial Sherpa, right? Is that your word, Tina? Celestial Sherpa, right? And they all got purple hair and purple ribbons and purple fingernails, and what they go Facebook Live and take pictures. Why? Because she's changed the language. She's given them a culture word to hang on to, and because they have a culture word to hang on to, they can do great things. You need to consider spending some time with your community creating culture words that people can hold on to. Number 10. You need to gather your community together at least once annually. Okay, you need to gather them in one place at least one time annually. So you may not be able to have the funds or resources to hold events, although I love events, but so maybe you gather at Funnel Hacking Live, okay, and you do some kind of meetup, okay, or maybe you do some kind of conference or some kind of reunion or whatever. You need to gather your community together at least annually, because what happens is when they gather together, you can then reset, okay, any negative things that have happened. You can sort of reset your culture. You can energize people. You can get them motivated. You can get them excited, and then you can scatter them, and that culture will spread, and then more people come into the fold. So you need to figure out some way to gather your group at least annually, okay, at least annually. James, that's really for anybody. Okay, there's plenty of people if you have like some kind of, I can't remember what you do, I think you do dentist or something like that. If you have some kind of event, right, where people can gather to learn training from you, okay, gather them, get them together. Okay. So you can bring them together for like some kind of convention, like a 2-day convention, like small group or whatever, where you're just going to pour your little heart out and teach them like crazy. And you can get them rubbing shoulders with each other. That builds a culture among them. Okay. And then they identify with you, look to you as the leader. You need to figure this out. It can happen for any type of organization. And then I told you it was 11 because I'm going to give you a bonus. Okay. A bonus is you need to reward them handsomely for referrals. So what I've learned is that when you guys refer your friends to this group, I don't have to vet them very much because I like you, and people have a tendency to attract like-minded people. Okay. So I give 20%. So this is a $25,000 program. I pay $5,000 for somebody who comes into the program if they are directly referred. Okay. That's rewarding people handsomely for referrals. Now, I didn't always do that. This is sort of a recent thing with me. But what I've learned is since I implemented the 20% referral, that my organization has grown by 40%. Okay. Now, it cost me 20% to do that, but I don't care because the quality people that I get into the program are amazing. And what I learn is that when people come via referral, they're more apt to refer. Okay, especially when there is an incentive to do so. Okay, and so reward them handsomely for referrals. So guys, that's my 10-step/11-step process to creating a culture that attracts the masses. Okay, and I love it. Okay, and these are just some of the things I'm doing. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. There's probably more things that we could come up with, but this is just as I just started thinking about some of the things that I did to help deliver a positive culture to our community. These are some of the things that we do. Okay, and one thing I love is I love our culture. I love our Facebook group. It's your group. It's not my group. Okay, I'm hardly ever in there. But when I'm in there, I love watching what you guys do. I mean, you guys have like traveled halfway around the country to meet each other. You guys are like going to dinner. You guys are referring to each other. You guys are giving business back and forth to each other. You guys are building funnels for each other, running messenger bots, doing Facebook ads. You guys are doing summits together. You guys are bragging on each other in the ClickFunnels room. You guys are just awesome, right? Awesome. And that is a result of you guys being simply amazing people, but it's also a result of us creating a culture that's by design and not by default. Okay? I hope that helps. What kind of questions can I answer for you guys before I show you guys my fun little house here? Heidi says, I totally struggle with culture words. Open to suggestions. Heidi, a couple of things that you'll find out is that there's probably certain things that you say all the time, okay, that you can think of it. So think back like to you guys remember the TV show in the 80s called Growing Pains? You guys remember that? And who was the girl? It was Kirk Cameron's sister. She did the not Growing Pains, but Full House. Remember Full House? Kirk Cameron's sister, Candace Cameron, was in it, and she used to say, "Oh, my Lanta," right? And so that became a culture word. So when people thought about that show, they thought about my Lanta. Then there was a guy in Family Ties. What you talking about, Willis? Right? And so they had that one. So every TV show that has a culture around it, there are these words. So just think of them. They don't have to be crazy, weird, fancy words. Okay. Heidi, you came up with one. You have social selling. Okay. That's one that you came up with. Social selling. That's a great way to say it. That's a culture word. So think of these words that you can add into your program, and don't just have clients, have a community. Okay. Have a community. Let's see what I'm going to run over to Facebook Live. See if you guys are saying anything there. Alyssa says, hopping on for what I can. Well, welcome, Alyssa. I like that. I love the idea of having our own Kavu awards as part of our culture. I love that. I try and encourage my clients to celebrate non-scale victories as their incremental wins. I love that. I love that. All right. So, hey, I'm going to, if you guys are on Facebook Live, why don't you guys join me if you guys want to see this house, why don't you guys join me in the Zoom room? okay, because I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys some pictures of this house that I'm going broke buying. Okay, so here you guys go. So there's the link to the Zoom room. Go ahead and join me there, because here in just a minute, I am going to show you guys some pictures. See if I can do this. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Hang on. Mark says, I'm freaking out. Speak positivity, not going broke. I love you, Tina. Where have you been all my life? You're like one of my new favorite people, and I just met you. Okay, so here we go. So that's not what I want. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me see if I can share this. Okay, can you guys see this? So I don't know what this Ethan Allen thing is that keeps popping up here. See if I can get to the beginning. Where's the beginning of the house? Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. Can you guys see this? I don't see anybody's. Tina, can you see this?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. Okay, so here we go. I'll take you guys through a little tour of it, okay? And why it's doing this, I have no idea, but it's showing these Ethan Allen things, so we may have to figure out a different way. But like, here's some pictures here. Like, that's the front of it at night. This is the entryway. This is the living room, and I don't know if you can see that over here on the right. This is a courtyard. I'll show you the courtyard in a minute. This huge backyard back here. But this right here, what I love about it, it's like these huge doors. Now, you can't tell this, but it's 12 feet from here to here. It's 16 feet from the floor to the ceiling, which is massive. But these are huge 12-foot doors, and they all fold and hide away into the wall. That door was like 50 grand, they tell me. This part of the kitchen, it's got like 6-burner gas stove. It's got 2 ovens. It's got a warming drawer, microwave, 1.5 refrigerator, a dining room. This is I love this. This is inside the house. Okay. It's outside, but it's inside. It's right in the middle of the house. It's got like a sitting area, fireplace. It's right on a golf course, which is pretty cool. You can see it right here. This is the home right here, the aerial view. Okay. So you can see like the golf course right here. It's beautiful. The front of the home. So this is a living room, another view of the living room, another view of the kitchen. Show you some bedrooms in a minute. But what's really cool too is like the wood. I don't know if you see like the wood cabinets, but it's the same wood throughout the entire house. The blinds, the doors, and the cabinets were all made out of the same wood. So everything, even the beams up here and the ceiling, everything's made out of the same wood, which is pretty cool. And what was funny was the guy who owned it forever. It actually was I'm not joking. It actually was a castle, and they went in and they redid it because it was for sale for a year, and they couldn't get anybody to buy it because see all this rock and everything like this. Like you can see, the whole house was like that, and he had it like all castled out. And like you can see, before it was redone, you can see like the dark pillars, and you can't probably see down here, but they're all stone and everything down at the bottom. So this is what it used to look like. It doesn't look like it anymore. This is the new look right here. So this is the new bedroom. So they made everything white. It's beautiful. And so there's the master bedroom. This is ridiculous how big this is. Look at this tub. It's a 2-man or not a man, two-person, two-person jacuzzi tub. It's huge. Got a walk-around shower. It's got all the rain stuff in it. Like, it's got a game room, a bar in it. It got a theater built into it, which is pretty cool. This is one of the bedrooms. Got like 5.5 baths in it, 5 showers. Just crazy. It's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful home. And this is off the pool. It's got this pool shower here. This is the laundry room. Look at those cabinets in the laundry room, for crying out loud. It's got like these stunningly gorgeous room. It's got Jeannie, it's got 7 bedrooms. But the way we can configure it, we can have 20 beds. Okay. And I'll show you how. But what I'm doing, this is a great, no, we don't, well, actually there will be bunk beds in one of the rooms, double bunks, sort of like when we were in Orlando, that Orlando house, how they had those double bunks, we'll do that in one of the rooms. But the other ones, there'll just be 2 beds beside each other. But what I love about this, which you can't see, that this is the backyard. Yeah, Carla, this would be my house. What I love about this yard is it's massive. It sits on an acre. And over here, like my game plan would be right here is I want to probably, like they've got out here, they have really nice manufactured homes that they can design to look exactly like your house. You can't even tell it's manufactured. And I want to put one right here, and I want to turn it into a game room, like a pool table room, ping pong table room, a man cave, theater, bar, that type of thing. But it also will have 4 bedrooms in it, so we'll get an additional 4 bedrooms, which would be pretty cool. And so we're looking at that. But it's massive. This backyard is so big, it's ridiculous. This is a sunset right here. Very nice, huge patio, massive patio. Yeah, it's got a gas fire pit in the backyard. It's got a huge garage. You can't tell how big this garage is, but these are 16 feet ceilings right here, and it's all done. So the floor is beautiful and polished, and they did everything. So I'll probably be moving my TV studio here because it's 4-car garage, and I don't need that. So I'll probably use half of it as a garage, and this end down here will probably be my new studio, which would be fun. And in the wintertime, we can put some beds and stuff in it. So, but this is it. I mean, it's stunning, right? It's a stunning place. And so, yeah, there you go. So what do you guys think? You guys can like unmute your mic so you guys can talk to me. Beautiful, awesome, sweet. Yeah, it's fun. So, well, it's a big place. It's not, I mean, if it was just me and if I was just living there, I wouldn't get one this big. It's way too big. But I want to be able to host my events here. I want to be able to have a place like long term, I want to put, it's big. So I don't know if you guys know how big an acre is in the middle of the city, but an acre in the middle of the city is massive. And so what I love about the home is there's nothing to the left of me. The owner owns the lot. The guy who's selling me the house owns the lot next door, and he's not going to put anything on it. And then there's all horse property behind me and all golf course property in front of me. So there's nothing, literally nothing around me, which I love. There's plenty of room to like build a second house or put 2 mobile, like I'm thinking eventually I want to put 2 of those manufactured homes like sideways so they face each other. And one will be like a game room, like man cave, party room, party house, that type of thing. That'll have 4 bedrooms in it. And the other one will just be like a suite. Okay, that we can use, like the living room will be like a gathering area, meeting area, and then they have 4 additional bedrooms. So I'm thinking about, like, I've already done some research on them. Like I'm thinking about putting 2 of them on the property, so we can have 8 additional bedrooms, have a nice place for everybody to fit. It'll all work. We got plans for like a basketball court, sand volleyball court, bocce ball. And that's only on one half of the yard. The other half of the yard is, I mean, it's so big, you can't even imagine how big it is. We got some really cool plans as well, but yeah, got great plans. Okay. Great plans, to do something. Jeannie, there are no neighbors. So when the neighbors complain about the noise when we party, there are no neighbors. I mean, there's a house about, oh my gosh, I don't know how far down there's a house. And then on the other side, there's a house, but it's so far away. Like I can't explain it to you. They're not touching each other. There's plenty of room between them. It's not like where I live now, where the neighbor's house is 12 feet from my yard. Yes, and we have plenty of room for Tina's mobile office. I showed Tina when we were on our call today. I showed Tina the aerial view of the home and showed her how there's a huge RV in there, and you can't even see it, like it's a little speck. And then the house behind us, which is a dairy or a horse farm, he's got a couple semis parked on the property, and it's so big, it's like no problem, you know. So she's going to bring her 45-foot semi, and there's so much room. We have 2 RV entrances to the property. It's pretty great. So I went down to the bank today and blew a ton of money, paid the down payment and everything. And so how did you find this place? Jeannie, the same way I found every place. I was looking for event venues, and I was looking at these big houses. So I found one in Scottsdale that I loved, you know, to host in our Airbnb, but it was going to be like 10 grand. I'm like, man, you know, I plan on doing like at least 8 of these this year. I mean, I'm like, dude, that's going to be like 60 to 80,000 bucks just for weekend rentals. Like, just goes away. I'm like, you know, what if I could just do something on my own? So I just started looking at homes just for rent. So just started looking at homes in the Phoenix area. I couldn't find anything. And then so I just bumped everything up, bumped price up, bumped rooms up, bumped bathroom up. And then I found a slew of them. And we started looking at them. And but I loved this one because of the blank backyard. Like, it had so much room. So this one was on land. It was on property. You know, I could put horses back. I could do whatever I wanted. And it just so happened to be that because it was a castle for a year, the guy couldn't sell it. And so they just remodeled the whole thing. They remodeled the whole house, took all the castle components out, and just made it like a really nice upgraded home. And but he was like, man, I'd really like to have like someone who doesn't just want to rent it, but wants to buy it. And so he and I entered into a lease to own arrangement, and we negotiated a price, got the price. I didn't think he would take it. He took it. And then I was able to put the down payment down today. And then we'll pay the rest, the remainder 2 months tomorrow, and then get keys in a few days. So pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so much fun. So I love it. So, hey, here's what I'd like to know. Okay. Have any of you guys, has anybody bought their Orlando tickets yet? Orlando airline tickets. Has anybody bought them yet?
I haven't. This is Carla. Nope.
Carla, you haven't? Okay. Has anybody bought them? Because here's what I'm thinking about doing. And so I'm gonna let you guys vote. Okay, I'm gonna put a poll in the group. I'll let you guys vote, and whatever you guys say, I'm gonna do. Okay, but I'm thinking about making an option. So I'm gonna look to see if I can get my money back for the Orlando home. But if I can, it would be really cool to host our gathering at my house, right? Which would be really cool. And so it's June, so it's not morbidly hot yet. I mean, it'll be 100, 105. But I got air conditioner, and I got a swimming pool big enough for all of us. But it would be pretty cool. And, you know, we could sort of deck it out and have some fun. And the nice thing is Stephanie Murray just lives right down the street. And so
just about to say, I've got extra room in my house too. So.
Yeah. So we can do overflow at Stephanie's house.
And I got a pool.
And she's got a pool, and Tina Lorenz is going to bring her mobile unit. So her and her dog and her husband are going to come hang out on the patio. So I'm going to put a poll in the room, okay, and then tag everybody in it, and just vote. And it doesn't matter one way or the other, okay. I'm not pushing you one way or pushing the other. I don't even know if I can get out of the Orlando house yet, so I got to look at that. Okay, but I'd be curious to see what's happening. But it would be fun to host the event there. And the nice thing is if I'm hosting the event, we're not landlocked by days. Okay, so you can come early and stay late. You know, now I'll probably still run one of the events there. You know, but you know, because I don't know, I've got people paid for the small event Big Profit already, so I don't know if I can get out of that one. I have no idea. Okay, this is all brand new to me, so I'm trying to. I got to figure it out. So can you guys be flexible with me? Please be flexible.
What are the dates again, Chad?
Right now the dates are June 27 through 30.
Okay.
Right. But once again, if it's my place, we're flexible. I'm not in such a hurry to get, because you guys got to be out by 10 a.m. on the 30th. Yes, Jeannie, that is our little motto right there. Heidi, would you be able to come to it in Orlando? Or you just booked and you couldn't come to either one?
Yeah, no, I can come to Orlando. I have masterminds. I have 2 masterminds, and I have clients in Orlando. So I kind of book stuff all around like that.
Around, okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get one of them to come to that as well. So I
To
said
the
to
Small
her,
Event Big Profit or to the
Yeah.
Launch Accelerator?
yeah, because Small Events Big Profit, because she lives in Orlando. So
That
it
one
looks
may
like-
that one may still happen in Orlando.
okay.
Yeah, I'm still looking at it, but that one may still happen because we've got quite a few people who've paid for that one that aren't part of my culture and community. So I don't know what I can do about that. So I'm speaking right now about the Launch Accelerator June 27th to 30 program.
And is the Launch Accelerator the same as the October one last year, Chad?
The October one was all about a webinar.
No,
Correct.
Orlando last year was,
Oh, it's the same house. Yeah.
no, meaning the program, whatever you're
No.
offering.
This is all
Yeah,
about No. That one was Launch It Live, where you came in and you
Yes.
launched your business. No. This one will be a lot. Well, it'll not a lot different, but it will be different than that. So this is all about content. Content is king.
Okay.
Okay, creating a content strategy that can elevate. Because what we're trying to do now is we're moving into the domination phase. Okay, so we want to do some steps to move from automation to domination. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to build your credibility massively, get you omnipresent, so lots and lots of people see you, okay, and then give you a content strategy that gets that allows people to be able to opt into your front end funnel, so you can ascend them to the top.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, November last year was Launch It Live. That's right. Yeah, Tina, we can definitely we got to figure this out. Okay, we gotta figure all this out, and so because it's all brand new to me. Okay, and so September 1, I've already got the Scooby-Doo Castle rented in Seattle for the not September but October, the October 17th through 21, and so I'm just debating. Okay, so this whole purchasing a housing, as you know, is brand new for me, and so I got to figure it out. I mean, I still got to furnish the whole thing, but man, I'd love to have a blast. So with that being said, I want to let you guys know about a surprise that I have for you guys that we're going to be pulling off this year for you. The surprise is we are restructuring massively the Launch Accelerator program. You may have already noticed that we changed the name to Kavu Coaching - Launch Accelerator. But Launch Accelerator, that program itself, is not going away, but I'm demoting it drastically. And so because I'm demoting it, then I'm going to move you guys I'm going to give you a free promotion into Kavu Coaching. So what Kavu Coaching is turning into, that's going to become my high-level program. We're going to move from 25 to 35,000, and eventually we'll get it to 50. But what that's going to be, it's a year-long program, just like you're in. So you're going to get 12 calls with me. You're going to get weekly group coaching calls with me as it is. Then we start doing everything else. So you're going to have the 4 live events. We're adding, many of you guys have already taken advantage of this, but we're adding like Anshul will be your web guy. So anytime you have any tech issues with web or funnels or whatever, he's your guy. He's just there for you 24/7 to be able to fix anything for you, just to be able to give it to you. We're adding this piece here, and this is the surprise I want to tell you about. So what I'm doing, so since I have this house now, something I was going to do before we got the house, but now it's even easier to do with the house, is we are adding an accelerator weekend, okay, to the thing. And it's not necessarily a weekend. It's just three days, 2 nights, where you and 3 of your peers, so be a cohort of 4, get to come to Phoenix, get to hang out with me for 3 days, 2 nights. We'll cover everything, all your food, meals, lodge, everything. You just got to get here. And then what we're going to do is just you and the cohort, we're going to spend 3 days, 2 nights, getting your business to the next level, regardless of where you are. Okay. So, and so we're adding that. It's going to be a fun little deal that we're adding to the CAVU coaching program. Okay. The new one that we're building, you'll see some really cool perks and things like that in the new CAVU coaching as we roll that out. Launch Accelerator is going to be changing drastically. Okay, drastically as we move forward. And what I mean by demoting it, that means it's actually going to be going down to $10,000. It's going to move from my $25,000 program. We're demoting it down to my $10,000 program. And it's really what Tribe 100 used to be. And what that's going to be is that's going to be, you're going to get group coaching with that. You're going to get community with that. You're going to get a couple of my online courses, and then you get to come to 2 events per year. But those events are a lot different than the CAVU coaching events. When we first built Launch Accelerator, those of you who are my inaugural people, you may remember that when our events, they used to only be 2 days. They were Tuesday and a Wednesday and one night. So you come in on Tuesday, we work all day, you spend the night, and then Wednesday. And we've evolved because we love each other, and I love spending more time with you. So that event has evolved. But Launch Accelerator, which is going to be my scaling program, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be $10,000. It's only going to be 6 months, okay, in a scope, and then you only get 2 events with it, and they're shorter events, but they're a lot more intense. The events are a lot more intense, and so what we're doing is as we continue to grow and move, I'm making CAVU coaching more of my elite signature program for amazing people like you who have invested $25,000, and then the other program will be much lower. Will be at the $10,000 mark, but it's going to allow me to scale like crazy. And so I'll be rolling out the changes as I get them done and send them out to you. But you guys know we shift things up all the time for you, but it always ends up in your face. In your favor. So we keep trying to give to you. And so I'll be telling you guys about, what do you call it? The Power Pods. Yeah, we'll be doing these Power Pods. So I'll tell you all about the Power Pods as we go. Okay. So awesome. Anything else? I'm super excited, guys. So thank you guys for being with me on this journey. Just know that, just know that this was so much fun for me. I just think back to August 17th, 2017. It's not even been 2 years, just 19 months ago or whatever it was. Dang, just broke as can be. And we decided to get in this little coaching business, and man, you guys have been really cool and really amazing. And so I'm very honored to be your leader, and thank you guys for being flexible with me as I just figure this thing out as we go. Because Lord knows I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. But we've been able to attract some really cool people, and you guys are getting awesome results. And so I got a text message this morning from Latasha. You guys should reach out to Latasha. And she sent me a text, and her business just blew up. Just last couple of days, and just some cool things. So you guys should reach out to her. She needs to brag on herself a little bit. Jessica has got her big event that's happening right now, right this moment in San Diego. She's got her first large beach house mastermind where people flying in and, doing their thing. And, Brett is on fire with his high ticket closing as high ticket coaching. We have people running summits that are just blowing up, and just all kinds of cool stuff that's happening. I can't brag on all of you guys, but so many cool things. And so I'm honored and love it. Now, this is a huge step, a huge leap of faith for me, a huge leap of faith, because, it costs a lot of money to get into a house like this, a ton of money to get into a house like this. And I'd be lying if I told you that I wasn't a little bit nervous, but excited at the same time. And so sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you have to do things that, both, scare you and excite you simultaneously. And so that's what we're doing. But I believe in us. I believe in this group. And I know that you guys are continuing to get great results, and so many cool things. And so I just want to brag on you and just let you know that I'm super proud of you. And if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. Jeannie says, dude, you can snap your fingers and make money. So I wish. I don't know. Maybe I can. And but it's more than just making money. It's making an impact, right? Because I want to make sure that I just want to make sure that, it helps you guys in the end, because if it helps you, then ultimately it helps me. So thank you guys so much for the referral. We have so many new people in the group because of you guys. And thank you. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you guys refer people, if I get on the phone with them, make sure they let me know that you sent them my way. And if they enroll, we'll be happy to give you 20%. So, all right, guys, that's what I got. Thank you, guys. Super exciting. Keep it moving forward. If there's anything I can do for you, I'm just a phone call away. God bless.